It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ aráyé.
Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you're watching from, this is Maiyegun live. Do you want me to tell you something? Look at me very well. And look at yourselves. Every one of you, look at yourselves very well. A lot of us are going to be locked up by Tinubu and his rabid dogs the moment they gain access to that power.
Diary politico.
Thank you. You can hear me loud and clear, can you? Before Tinubu's army start picking us up, let us speak out and speak our minds, at least for now. Maiyegun today. The Aura Secret Service is about to switch to Dopemu what? Stupid Service, DSS. And there is no way, if they grab me, I no go end up in their jail. Trust me, I know that. So with President Kolu Tifnumbu, the Jaga Wiri, the Jaga Bandit, the Jaga Addict, Ashiwaju Awole, and his 4 men tweeting inside the room, threatening Nigerians. Your days are numbered. All of you writing this or that about Tifnumbu, our days are numbered. Ogbeni Tinubu, your own days too are numbered. Sure you get the way they have, the trajectory that they have pushed Nigeria to, is likened to that of, they say, okay, a bird that perch on a rope and dangling. Of course, the bird perched, but it won't be easy for the rope, as it is not easy for the rope. It won't be easy for the bird too. Tifnumbu and your rabid dogs threaten people as much as you like, but the fire that you will face internationally, I don't think any Nigeria president would ever actually have witnessed that. Abacha, will be a child's play to what Tifnumbu and his crook and his gang of criminals who have captured Nigeria, and they are counting days for when they will unleash the terror on all of us. That have 1 or 2 things to say about Kolu. But until then, we will talk. Share this broadcast.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òun, ayé ẹ̀sùnra jù, òkúra olóṣèlú, ayé ẹ̀sùnra jù, ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì,
ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì, Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you. Once again, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Just a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, the Daura Secret Service, they joined social media. Daura Secret Service, Nigeria DSS, can be likened to United Kingdom's MI6. They can be likened to Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, or CIA. No, FBI in America. But since APC, Egbekegbe, came to power, everything they touched died. Everything. Every institution they touched perished. Everything that they actually contacted, they have any contact with, became compromised and automatically turned against the people that they are supposed to protect. DSS in Nigeria, under Buhari, Daura Secret Service, they can track you down anywhere in Nigeria within hours if you say anything that for some reasons touch that their horrible nerves about Buhari. They will track you. It doesn't matter where you are. They will find you. But do you know that the same Daura Secret Service that can track anybody that says anything about Buhari's government, anybody, the same Daura Secret Service are unable for 8 solid years to track, arrest, and prosecute one single terrorist in Nigeria. So to the Nigerians who see them, I mean, to Nigerians, Daura Secret Service is actually not a service to prevent crime before they happen. Now, let me tell you, originally, they are called SSS, State Security Service. Their job is, one, to provide personal security for VIPs. Okay? That's their primary goal. And that is also to gather intelligence. Gathering intelligence means sometimes stopping a crime before they happen. That is their mandate. But since APC, Egbekegbe came in, the Daura Secret Service, DSS, they turned into the federal government's rabid dog, and they can be unleashed just on anyone and everyone, including the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts in Nigeria. They are pretty much like lawless, okay? They take anybody, anytime. And all they have to do is to say, oh, we did that for the sake of national security. So because of this, people actually see them as kidnappers. Once they grab you, somebody must have sent them. Not because they gathered any intelligence on you for committing any crime, but because you have offended somebody powerful in APC, and that is why when the people were riling people on tribal, ethnic, religious division and rhetorics, threatening people, when they dish out their propaganda and people fire back, they will start screaming, they are attacking us, they are bullying us on social media, these people are going to cause problem in Nigeria, DSS, oh yeah, pick them up. But just like you have been witnessing under Buhari, so would you witness under Tinubu. I know a lot of you are telling yourself that he will never be president. Amen. Not because I actually believe that anything is going to stop that, as corrupt as Nigeria is, but because for the sake of the danger, the ruin, the death, and the abuses of human rights. In fact, Nigeria becoming certified narco state, the drug capital of the world, is enough for anybody to say, amen, oh. Save for the Lagos Abobakus, who only live in the present, suffer now and suffer forever, and with that glimpse of hope of maybe their criminal leaders can change their minds and treat them right for once, which will never happen. So when you say, Maiyegun forget, it will never, I say, amen. But you need to know what they have in stock for you. And you will look back and see Buhari as a misunderstood madman. Imagine, I've told you this many times, imagine somebody coming to become Nigeria president with so much baggages. And at the end of the day, you have to look back and say, wow, Buhari was the best. That's exactly what Tinubu has in stock for you. And the world will react. The world is reacting. And that is why, if you look at them very well right now, they are so much
agitated. They are the winner. But there are those threatening people as well. There are those gaslighting people. There are those pointing fingers at people, accusing them of what they are doing. And it is good that the only opposition they have, the only credible opposition they have, the only place where when they bring propaganda, lies, it doesn't take much time. It takes just few minutes to be dissected, to be broken. And in fact, to be trashed. Social media is a threat. Unfortunately, these geriatrics, all these old bigots hiding behind God knows what, they have no idea of how social media really work. For the past 1 week, for the past 2 weeks, they have been shouting DSS, threatening people on social media. And when the likes of MC Olueron makes a threat and carried out that threat and celebrated the result of that threat, DSS is toothless. The police said he's joking. MC Olueron was just joking. Sure you get? But the likes of Femi Kayode, the likes of Dele Alakori, the likes of Fraustus Keyamo, and then who is there again? The likes of AC Bado Bayo Onanuga, and the rest of all those criminals they have in there. They are sending subtle messages, right? Trying to gear up their base, and they are flying the flag of a potential civil war in Nigeria, which is going to be laced with tribal, religious, ethnic propaganda they've started. So you know what happened? The Daura Secret Service could no longer hide, and in fact, I suspect something. The Daura Secret Service that is now metamorphosing into Dopemu Stupid Service, DSS, because it's going to move down south, okay? So instead of the Daura, it's going to come to Lagos. So now you have the Dopemu Secret Service or Dopemu Stupid Service. These 4 dogs are already collating names, profiles on social media that they are going to submit to their Daura Secret Service or the Dopemu Stupid Service, and immediately, okay, that is sworn in, then they will begin the clamp down. Now, the clamp down is going to be, what you are witnessing under Buhari, the clamp down under these criminals is going to be something, give me a sec, that you've never actually seen before. There's one more person I want to put up, and then that is for Food Kayode, Now, the Daura Secret Service couldn't wait for this drug baron, this drug dealer, and this drug addict, this kleptomaniac Jaka Tifnumbu, a drug kingpin, election rigger, and a convicted money launderer, okay? They can't wait before they start firing, okay? Now, Daura, or should I say Dopemu Stupid Service, call them that, right? They decided to go online. They opened Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They opened all of them, and they sent a message to all Nigerians. We are watching you. The big brother is watching you. Like people didn't know that already. Okay, they can't really hide it anymore. Okay, so the ridiculousness is now sort of taking a hop. Now, read this message from them. They call it press release. DSS alerts of planned violent action warns against desperation to ignite violence in the country. this violence action they are talking about is the one that Fraustus Keyamo said the obedient are trying to discredit the judiciary by putting the judiciary of Nigeria on trial, so that if they give a favorable judgment to Tinubu, that people are going to protest. You get that now? And they will not accept it. So the Secret Service changing to Dopemu Stupid Service should swing into action and begin to arrest people. But in order for people to be scared, so they went on Twitter today and they said, DMC Olueron says a threat didn't bring them to Twitter or social media. Okay? But the threat of the protest, which is, there are already protests going on in Nigeria, by the way. Okay? But because they lost that social media ground, their propaganda doesn't really last here anymore. Okay? So they've lost it enough that they have to bring in a bigger threat. But the Nigerians, they've actually rubbished the entire DSS. So yeah, come and arrest them now. So listen to this. They said that the Dopemu Stupid Service, DSS, again alerts the public of plan to violently disrupt peace in the country. MC Olueron disrupted election. APC disrupted election. PDP disrupted election all over Nigeria. They rigged the election. Those who rigged the election are currently, some of them are fasting right now in Ramadan. You are fasting, you rig election, you they do fasting. Now, this is your own supposed FBI or CIA threatening the country for APC. Now, they said it will be recalled that the service had earlier advised political players to abide by the rules of engagement as well as approach the courts for redress if and where there are suspicions of infractions on extant electoral laws, right? But go to the threat now. It is otherwise, sorry, it said, be that as it may, the Dopemu Stupid Service will not tolerate a situation where persons and or groups take laws into their hands and champion anarchy. Protest is called anarchy, according to them. Those peddling fake news, hate speech, and all forms of false narratives as basis to ignite violence. Talking about Food Kayode, Dele Alakori, that one, the Bayo, APC Bayo Onanuga, and one other one, Fraustus Keyamo, right? Now, this is actually not directed at them. They are free to throw other jibe. Food Kayode for Food Kayode publicly threatened Nigeria judiciary. He said if they annul Tinubu's election, they will cut off people's heads and they will make Nigeria ungovernable for whoever is next, right? Now, they said that all of you who are indeed talking about the president-elect, where is that one? Writing false news, fake news, and all that, you should, your days are numbered though. Just like Dele Alakori, just like one of them also said, and that is Bayo Onanuga. Now, Bayo Onanuga tweeted this earlier. The AC Bida Bayo Onanuga, he said, all those sons of bitches tweeting the hashtag Tinubu the drug dealer, hashtag Tinubu for prison, your days are numbered. One day you will face the wrath of law and God for tweeting malicious falsehood about Nigeria's president-elects. Then somebody now said, people calling Tinubu convicted drug dealer and money launderer in America. The Nigeria law says if you commit any crime 10 years ago, after 10 years, that crime is no longer a crime. Guess what Bayo did? He jumped in immediately and he said, the obedience don't read. They live in a cocoon of falsehood and contrived propaganda. Do you know that this old moron, old hag, 65 years old bigot, just automatically agreed and accepted that Tinubu indeed was a convicted drug dealer, money launderer, because the crime happened over 10 years ago. So therefore, that is what they are going to tell the court, that yes, Tinubu is a convicted drug dealer and he forfeited money instead of going to prison in America. And therefore, by Nigerian law, they cannot disqualify him for that. Okay? Now look, the other one is when Femi Funny Kayode, or for Food Kayode, tweeted this. When somehow, I don't know what's going on in their camp, when somehow they felt like there is possibility that after losing legitimacy, there is possibility that the court is going to be pressured to annul the election. So the drug addicts for Food Kayode tweeted this. And this is a threat. He said, annul Asiwaju's selection and we will annul your brain. Given what the opposition are planning and doing, despite our attempt to keep the peace, we are going back to the trenches. Right? This is somebody. Now, I am going to show you a few things. Just, you know that these rogues, these political jobbers in their old age, Femi Funny Kayode is about 60 years old. Sure, you know. Bayo Onanuga is 65 years old. Fraustus Keyamo is almost 60 years old as well. Dele Alakori is also over 65 years old. Ezibida Bayo Onanuga, who is going to possibly replace Femi Adesina, is over 65 years old. Now look at this fraudsters Keyamo. There is something I want you to please have in mind so that you can understand what you have done to yourselves, whether you are APC or whether you are those who are completely against the whole thing. 90 to 98% of everyone around Tinubu is a criminal. And I stand to be corrected. Every single person around Tinubu, more than 98% of them, including his wife, they are what? They are criminals. And I will explain that to you in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
So, do you want me to be honest or just speak, political correctness here? But I choose to be honest with you. I choose to be honest with you. And for me to be honest with you, I have to go back a little bit. But let me start with the situation that we're facing in this country today. If you believe that those that are in power in Nigeria today would ever contemplate the possibility of giving power to an Igbo man in 2023 or thereafter, then you still haven't fully understood the challenge and the problem that we have in this country today. You need to understand that the mindset of some of these people, not all, some, but those that Buhari represents, that is his own clique within the Fulani ruling class, not all Fulanis, but his own clique, who are in power today. Their mindset is that the most dangerous people in this country and the people that they must suppress more than any other are the people of the Southeast. And you need to understand that before the Civil War, and I need to go back in history because that's a damn good question and it deserves a clear answer, a thorough answer. Let's go back a little bit. Before the Civil War, these same people, he, for example, was active then. And you need to remember the role that they played on the night of July 29th, 1966.
We'll come back to that. FFK. The world knows what these people actually stand for. They are men of no credibility, no integrity. They are men of the worst characterization you can think of. They have none. And they lie so openly, confidently, and they just don't care. I'll share with you this evening the 2 pages of 2 criminals who are with Tifnumbu, Bayo Onanuga, for Food Kayode. If you start counting names, let's start with for Food Kayode. For Food Kayode is a criminal, a fraudulent, a corrupt criminal that is hibernating in APC. If he's out of there, he's probably gonna go back to the jail for what? For stealing from Nigeria. He stole when he was a minister of aviation. He also stole when he was the spokesperson for Goodluck Ebere Jolantan's campaign. Now, all of these are public record. They are not something being made up. Now, for Food Kayode, during these their elections, oh my, you see that video you watched earlier? That was when he wasn't in APC, Egbekegbe. The moment he joined APC, Egbekegbe, to protect himself from going to jail for his crime, he started working overtime. The level of bigotry from this guy is legendary. And he actually didn't see it as anything. When he took on Bado in Lagos, Femi Kayode, that has children with an Igbo woman, he has children, but because of politics, he thrown caution into the wind, and he started retelling the story of the Vivo family in that Lagos. Look at this. I know some of you have read this, Abi. He said look at it, he said, trying to change their history. Adetokunbo Ademola was a third in 1939, and then came Victor Adedakpo Kayode, his own paternal grandfather, he said, and then blah, 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 blah. Then he said, these were the first Nigerians to become magistrates, and virtually all of them went on to the higher bench and did exceedingly well, right? Then come down, he said, Rodviver's grandfather, Akinwumi Rodviver, was very junior to this man, okay? And then it was like, he was not appointed as a magistrate, blah, 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 blah. In fact, this is actually like a follow-up. I'm going back to the part where he actually took on this young man in the most vitriolic, the most condescending, and at the same time, the most, vile
or violence, whatever. You can see, but I'm going to get to that part too. And if you go on his very, very Twitter, okay, everything therein is division, threat, everywhere. And these are publicly available documents, so to say. But on the other hand, they will turn around and point their fingers. But eventually, now that they're going to have that power, as they probably think, right? Now that they're going to have that power, so it's going to be, if we can't shut you down, if we can't control the narrative, then maybe we should just have to get you jailed or even possibly killed, right? Wait for it. Just few days before the governorship election in Lagos, Food Kayode went on a serious Twitter storm, like a meltdown. He wrote horrible things that when people responded, they then twisted it to, oh, these people are going to bring war to Nigeria. These people are going to destroy Nigeria if something is not done. Now, something to be done right now is to get everyone picked up. Okay? So, March 18. And the other one is that of, Bado Bayo Onanuga. On his own part, he didn't hesitate at the time, right, to actually threaten the Igbos, like publicly, sure you get, until they started inviting their DSS. He said, let this be the last time that the Igbos are going to ever participate or in any way interfere, use the word interfere, in the political affair of, the political participation of, or in Yoruba land, so to say, right? Mr. Bayo, so I'm trying to bring his own account up as well. Give me a sec. So sometimes in 1999 to 2000, a man called Bayo Onanuga, from what we heard though, happened to be what do you call that thing again? Editor-in-chief or something like that, for Newswatch. They published this article at the time, and it was the time when Chief Ganifa was taking on Tinubu, including Fraustus Keyamo, who was also taking on, getting to have Tinubu jailed for his crime. Fast forward that now to 20 years after. The Bayo Onanuga is now a social media troll for young people waiting to grab power and jail them. Now, I was saying, I'm going to come back to this. I was saying something earlier about, have you noticed the majority of those who surround Tinubu, they are criminals? That there is no way that you can avoid not talking about them. And at the end of the day, possibly, there's no way that after talking about them, that you won't end up in the agalo. Let's start taking them one after the other. Okay? You know Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, the current Agbowori Babaoja, special advisor to Bokwari on condolences matters, burial arrangements, and trader money. Pastor Ruga is a criminal. Now, before I even start picking all these names, let me tell you something. The era that you are going into right now, it is the era of whatever you post on social media. It is like you, personally, manufacturing evidence against yourself when Tifnumbu and gang, when they will come for their revenge. So me, Maiyegun, as I am right now, I know that if they see me anywhere close to their radar, my own DSS detention. Now from airports, they go detain me, lock me up there before they finally figure out whether Nakutu Wenji or Kotangora or anywhere. The freedom of speech. There are some of you have come to know that it is not free. Okay? Now, under Buhari, they were jailing people that bought SIM cards that Buhari's daughter abandoned and never used again. They jailed somebody because of that. They jailed somebody simply because they named their dog Buhari. They jailed somebody. They kidnapped people, several people, simply because of what they wrote on social media about Buhari. A young man from Kaduna, they jailed him for over 3 years now. The court freed him. They didn't let him go. Over 3 years, simply because of his response, a reply to a sort of a joke on Twitter about Buhari. So, under Tifnumbu, right now, well, before that, under Buhari, they were so frustrated by social media that they banned Twitter. And to this day, some people said they regretted unbanning Twitter. So, as I am right now, I am already, I don't know, there's a name. There should be a name for me. Somebody like me. Somebody already waiting, like I've violated all of their laws they're going to bring. Sure you get. All they need is just to grab me. If they see me. So don't kind of be like me if you don't have your own safety net per se, or if you no get coconut head, like the obedient you. Sure you get. If you no get coconut head, the kind head where we say, even if then they beat them, then they kill them, somehow, they always have the energy, the motivation to go back and face the people shooting them. Don't be like Maiyegun. I am maintaining and I am still enjoying the free speech. That it is God-given free speech. And in the UK that I live, it is also guaranteed. The worst case Nigeria can do to me is for the Nigeria president, not Nigerian government, Nigeria president, Buhari, to personally sue me into the UK courts. It is a civil case. The UK court will say, oh yeah, so sorry. Sure you get. The UK will ask you, say, oh yeah, so sorry. Say sorry. Now say, okay, sorry, Buhari. Is he calling him Buhari? So that's how I talk. I don't know how to call the name. Say Buhari. Sorry, President Buhari. Then I will still say, well, sorry, President Buhari. In the UK, nobody will touch me. Nothing will touch me. But in Nigeria, I know what they will do to me. Listen to this. Nigerians don't hate oppression. Just same way they don't hate corruption. Nigerians don't hate all these bad things per se. Or some Nigerians don't. Some actually hate them. Some Nigerians don't hate oppression. They don't hate all this corruption. What they hate is that they are not the one perpetuating the oppression. Or they are not the one perpetuating the corruption or benefiting from the corruption. And that is when they will scream, hey, hey, hey. Then once they give them something and benefiting from it, they will start telling you that what you don't know is more than what you know. Sure you get. They will become philosophers for the criminals. So I know that personally. And that is why when people are oppressed, when the politicians use their usual corrupt, compromise police system in Nigeria, or military, or DSS, to kidnap the people they don't want or they want to oppress, Nigerians. Do you know that there are parts of Nigerians who actually support that? Yes, that's a very good one. I mean, every time he will be talking nonsense. Every time fake news. Every time he will be saying nonsense on social media. Oh yeah, he should go to jail. They like it. You know, it's not them being harassed. It is not them being. It's not their right that is currently being trampled upon. Okay, so they support it. Why are you always talking? Listen, I shared the post when I went for my haircut today, right? So I took a selfie with my son in my car, right? And then I posted that on Maiyegun's Diary Political. Guess what? And somebody has said, hey, fine boy. Ah, cute. Oh, your son is this. It's only this skin different. Beautiful people. And all of that stuff. Lagos Abobakus, the Agbadomites, the humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all-risers, the people that blame other people for their unfortunate or misfortune existence, they came there and they said, oh, you haven't said something about Tinubu today. Your days are numbered, though. I hope you know. Then born you will come to Nigeria. They just can't help it. They are waiting for a day. They go put handcuff for my hand. Handcuffs. Maiyegun handcuffed. Breaking news. That Glasgow YouTuber and all this, they've arrested him. See the photo. See how gentle he look. See how he's always making mouth. Always opening his eyes like say the eyeball won't come out. It be like say person when they no fit touch. See how he gentle now. Beat and where DSS. Now useless boy. He did UK instead of him to face his life. He's talking about Nigeria. See his end now, And I feel sorry for him. Oh. Not that they feel sorry for me. And I feel sorry for. Look at him. Huh? Now that his skin go first change in 6 months. That one go first turn to black. Some part go turn to chocolate. They will start laughing and building expectation on what the oppressive system is about to do to somebody who's done nothing. But exercising his right as a citizen is freedom of speech, not to be harassed, oppressed, or even killed. But there are part of Nigerians who have been under oppression for too long. That if you begin to treat them right, they will be suspecting you. How come they are not using military to beat us? That is why I like Buhari. That's why I like Abacha. If it is Abacha now, if it's military government now, all these people who are not behaving, military will come here and beat everybody. Everybody go behave. They wanted to be oppressed. They wanted to be beaten. They wanted to be brutalized. Therefore, when they are not, they feel like it's like these people don't love us. I don't think they love us. They are just pretending. We need somebody stronger. Nigerians need somebody who is stronger. Look at them. They need somebody disciplined. So it is the same mentality. Okay? When people say, when you are fighting for the people, when you're fighting with the government, don't use your two hands though. You only use one hand to fight the oppressors. You see the second one, You need to use them to guide yourself, protect yourselves. Protect yourself from the people you think you are fighting for. That's why I've told you, I am not your activist. I am not your human rights activist. And I am not your journalist, investigative, whatever you want to call me. Just simply call me Maiyegun. And if you want to add the fancy thing to it, just say concerned citizen. A concerned citizen looking at is a supposed country going up in smoke, in flames, and the people who are burning the country, they are not taking responsibilities. Lives are being lost. Lives are being ruined. Futures are being shattered. I am talking about things that once this whole thing comes back to us, then we realize what damages these guys have done. Then I keep raising alarm, keep screaming, he's a thief, he's a criminal, he's a murderer. And as I was screaming and shouting, this is me trying to use what is left of my own voice before they finally possibly cut it off. Until they cut it off. I will never stop talking. And that is my own offense. Offense to those who are defending their oppressors. And they will say, if them born you well, come back home. It's not because they think what I am doing is wrong. Majority of them are feeling like, how is he feeling so free? Why is he feeling like he's untouchable? I'm supposed to touch this Maiyegun one so. All these things, this guy is saying, he's telling us to be, he's wanting us to be like him. He wants us to be so confident and face all these criminals. He wants us to fight the people with guns. This Maiyegun is our enemy. Instead of us to just pray so that these criminals oppressing us, impoverishing us, God can touch their hearts. This Maiyegun is enjoying freedom. Oh, look at him. He is asking us that we are suffering too much. We should fight. We should stand up. This guy is our enemy. If them born you were Maiyegun, come to Nigeria. It's not because they wanted anything. They wanted me to come back and feel the taste of the oppression that conditioned them to accept their fate. And they are called the humbled slaves. So they expect their oppressors to oppress them. Sure you get? So if you feel so free that you think you can talk, oh yeah, come and talk at home now, and then lock you up. But the point here is this. Now everybody they go lock up last. Even me. I know that sooner or later, our path will cross. The Daura or Dopemu Stupid Service, they will be so happy as well, especially now that they have lost the war of propaganda, lies, incitement, infiltration, manipulation, and every other thing that normally are meant to be the prerogative of the government. Listen to me. There is nobody that shared fake news like any government in the whole world. If you don't know this, then you probably don't even know much. When you hear about fake news, right? A lot of you should know something. That the originator of fake news, misleading news, are always the government of your country. But the reason why they can always deviate when they are caught is because they are government. And they can say, well, instead of making it a fake news, let's pretend to draft a policy around it so that we can make it disappear, trash it, and people will forget. You don't know? Okay, let's start talking. When I told you about the criminals, when we start mentioning the criminals who are going to have access to power with Tinubu, and they are going to have a lot of us as targets, not because we have done anything, but simply because we will remain conscious threats to them. And as social media is a free web, nobody can control social media. Nobody can control the internet. It is a big delusion for these criminals in Nigeria to think they can actually control what they have never created. In China, where the Communist Party controls the speech, controls this and that, is because China and the Chinese government invested hugely in technological development, including social media platforms, including hosting their own the Chinese satellites that provides the Chinese internet that is completely Independent. Nigeria doesn't have anything like that. These Olori Brukus only know how to print money, steal the money, buy houses, buy cars, marry women, born many children they can't take care of, for Nigeria to take care for them, right? That's all they know. Then when it comes to technology, they can start making things up like going to the National Assembly, asking the National Assembly of rogues to help them make laws that can give them power to be able to switch off and switch on the internet or social media in Nigeria. Old crooks. They have no idea of the terrain they are operating in. You see, this internet, this social media, which stood the test of time when the people destroying people ran away. When the civil society organizations in Nigeria went to bed with APC, it was social media. They served as the main opposition, the main information pool for millions of Nigerians, including non-Nigerians all over the world. Social media even became the SOS for people. Imagine, when you get kidnapped, you don't call the police in Nigeria. People come onto social media. They announce, my parents have been kidnapped. And social media will start tracking from location they reported. I have seen a lot. Social media became, especially Twitter, it became the platform of knowledge, discovery for a lot of Nigerians. It woke their consciousness, including political consciousness, which is now posing a bigger threat to the establishment in Nigeria. But you see the dumbos who only care about power in Nigeria, and the lockdown of the office. They wanted to switch that off. They had no idea how to do it. So what are they doing now? They are now rather recruiting people to help them monitor people's activities on social media, including your comments on social media. How many people then go lock up? I call them Okponu. Buhari tried it. He did not have any peace for a minute. He had to make a deal with the military, commission them to kill all Nigerians that ever or is suspected in any way opposing his government and possibly capable of raising a rebellion. So they are using the words like rebellion now. You are a rebel if I rig your election. That is so obvious. What you should do is to go to court. Now, if you go to court and they've already bought the Chief Justice of Nigeria, if you are angry about that, just swallow your anger, scream in a dark room. If you dare come out, we will kill you. That is the new one. Maybe not so new. So they're not going to be picking people. So if you are following Maiyegun, think about your insurance policy. I have an insurance policy. They cannot do anything to me. Nothing. As long as I am not in any way closer to them. And because of who they are and what they should look forward to, what they are bringing, the intimidation, the threats, the killings, the harassment, all of these are going to be the order of the day, because that's the only way Tinubu can wake up and still be called president in Nigeria. Everywhere he goes, nobody's going to welcome him. Listen, they will be putting up staged welcome for him. He will know it. He will feel it. He is not welcome. He is a thief. He is a drug lord. If he escape all things, even if he escaped your court, he would have to deal with the people he stole from, and he will also have to deal with the people whose his ascendancy as a president of Nigeria poses a grave danger to our lives and our existence, because that's exactly what they are. They said, our days are numbered. Our days are numbered. From the people that are about to grab power in Nigeria, they are telling us that our days are numbered. If we say anything against their government that they considered to be fake news according to them, or they considered as a criticism out of place, they will be the one to consider anything as a crime. Buhari tried it too. It still hasn't worked. It doesn't really work. The Tinubu that they are actually giving this mojo, giving this muzzle, people should tell him, if he manage to extend fear or spread their fear in all of you in Nigeria, they would have a lot of us to deal with outside Nigeria. In fact, there will be places that there will be request for his arrest anywhere he is seen. There will also be places where there will be requests for the arrest of those seen with him based on their role in what is happening in Nigeria and what is still going to happen in Nigeria. Let me tell you something. They are telling their people that they are about to annul Tinubu's election. Okay. Princess, thank you very much for that. Your moderator work there. I know it's an extra. You would love to be engaging with people, sharing all that in their comment section on YouTube, okay? But when you see any of those ashiris that should by any means strayed into that our midst in this gathering, please don't spare them. Don't give them any second chance. Don't let them in any way patch ear. Don't let them drop any sort of ethnic bigoted message here. And if you see them, don't even give them any benefit of that. If your instinct says that's them, please get rid of them. Okay? You make it easier as we speak for me. Right. So, talking about the criminals around Kolu. Now, if I come out, right? If I come out and I say Fraustus Keyamo is a criminal, would I be committing a crime? Like, listen, let's say you don't know much of him right now. Would you think that my statement is harsh to call him a criminal? Okay, let's assume that majority of you actually knows him. So, which means calling him a criminal is not harsh because he is a criminal. Okay. Now, Fraustus Keyamo in the Nigeria of Tinubu, where thieves, corrupt people, ethnic and tribal jingoists, or ethnic and tribal imperialists, fraudsters, drug dealers, drug addicts are always going to have a field day under Tinubu. Would you think that is harsh? Okay, let me tell you about Keyamo. Look at this man. He is currently the Nigeria Minister of Labor. Okay, the Minister of Labor in Nigeria right now is this man on your screen. Although he is a junior officer. Okay, now you can say all politicians are corrupt. This particular one is a special criminal. I'll tell you what he did. Under APC, they promised Nigerians 3 million jobs every year. If they delivered on that, by now, they would have created at least 30 million jobs, direct jobs, and maybe another 30 million indirect jobs. which would have reflected on the economy and at the same time help the government's revenue. Okay. But under Buhari, the man that came to fight corruption, right? Which is a lie. You know that. They only came to legalize corruption. They didn't come to fight any corruption. They legalized it. Instead of creating that millions of jobs, they dipped over 60% of the country. I'm talking about able-bodied people who can still work, young and middle-aged men and women who can still work. They rendered them jobless. 86 million Nigerians who can work. They can work, but there's no job. They are currently jobless, making the number of 145 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty in Nigeria. That then makes it make sense because 86 million people who have no job, who are supposed to be working, they are not working, but they are living. Some of them have families. Majority of them lost their jobs under the people who promised them 3 million jobs every year. Now, how come? Did they not create jobs at all? I'll tell you some of the jobs they created. When they came in, they created categories of jobs. The first category are the jobs for the children of governors, presidents, vice presidents, ministers, senators, reps, state governors, deputy governors, and like that. Their children, royal fathers, reverend fathers, chief imam, sheikh, and the rest of them. Their children were to be working in Central Bank of Nigeria, NNPC of Nigeria, Nigeria Minting and Printing Press of Nigeria, Ministry of Finance in Nigeria, Ministry of Works in Nigeria, or Ministry of Justice in Nigeria, and every other stop, they are for their children. The category 2 are for their political jobbers. And they are political appointments. They are called jobs too. So then they start appointing 10. One person can have 10 personal assistants. One president can have over 3,000 advisors working for him, advising him on so many things. He doesn't have to know them. They are called jobs for the boys. And they will be drawing salary from the Nigerian revenue. Of course, jobs for the boys. The third category of jobs that they created, those are for the few crumb chasers, crumb eaters, ass lickers, humbled slaves, sophisticated morons on social media. Something for them too. And guess what the job is? Police college, the Nigerian military, infantry to go and face Boko Haram. The what is that thing called again? It's not called Sure P. There is something they did. Why did I forget that? I cannot remember that a moment ago. What is that thing they did that they said they were giving them 500,000 jobs? Oh no, it's not Sure P. Let's calm down. It's not Sure P. Empower. Lie. All of you brethren in the temple of truth. Thank you. I thought I am the diary, the memory card that's supposed to have everything, but thank you. You all seems to have it more than me. The third category of job is for them to become police or to go and join civil defense or to go and join Empower. And guess what? The Empower is also in category. The first day that they launched Empower in Nigeria, guess what? To tell them how damaged Nigeria was just before these guys came in, right? More than 45 million people signed up to join Empower of APC. more than 45 million people. The record is public. In fact, it got so bad, the entire website crashed within the first 2 hours that they made it public. Now, you know something? It was also like a sakarasobo. Throw the banana to the monkey, kind of. Oriede. As they were struggling to become empower. Ladies and gentlemen, there were other supplementary lists for the special people in politics, party chairman, women leader, ward chairman, ward leader, youth leader. They were also submitting names. Why the others are besieging cafes, besieging different places to look for internet to sign up for Empower? Guess how many people they actually have slot for their first, they call it first batch of Empower. They want to fight poverty. They wanted to fight unemployment. And the idiots were shouting, "This is the change I voted for. Ah, Buhari, thank you. This is the change I voted for." What is Empower? Empower is what they now call skills, or what we used to call the skills acquisition program. You know those skills acquisition program? When after you go to school, you no get job. Politicians will now come and do empowerment in your local government. They will say you should come and learn how to repair phone, how to repair laptop, how to make a soap, how to make bar soap, liquid soap, how to make hairspray, how to make insecticide, how to make polythene bag, how to make a sachet water, how to make this or that. They will train you for 3 weeks or 1 month. And then they will say, "We will see you later." Then you will console yourself and say, "Well, thank God, even if you don't give us anything, at least I have learned something. I can now start on my own. I can go and borrow money. I can start small business and the rest of that." Sure, you remember, that's exactly what the Empower is. Empower is going to train technologists. It's going to train pilots. Empower is going to train this. Empower is going to train teachers. Empower is going to... I was here. It's all lies. 45 million people signed up. They only have a slot for 200,000 people. They called it first batch. Waiting with this. What is this? What is this? 45 million people are jobless. And they want job. And you are giving 200,000 slots. Shut up your mouth, Maiyegun. What have you done for the poor people? Have you ever helped the poor people in your life? You just sit down in the UK and you are just condemning everything. Everything starts small. Empower. After this one now, and when Buhari say he's going to create a Dorado, he's going to create Egypt in Russia, all those nonsense. I was the enemy. I was the procrastinator. Somebody who just won't trust the criminals. Somebody who hates them. Why are you enemy of progress? Maiyegun, you are enemy of progress. How am I your enemy? They want to dupe you. They are lying to you. This is a scam. Shut up your mouth. Okay, I didn't shut up. I kept screaming. They are liars. They are liars. Until this guy started coming and he said, they said the Empower is that you will collect money for 3 months. Okay, 30,000 naira every month for 3 months. So they will train you how to repair phone. They will train you how to use soldering iron, how to solder wire together. They will teach you how to repair radio and then torchlight and all those things. Okay, and you can make it big. Go and look for a small kiosk in Computer Village and start repairing phone. And that's Empower. If you can teach, we'll send you to one school. You go and teach children there for 3 months. After 3 months, now we have trained you. You can go and look for work. So that's another people too. They will come and enjoy 30,000 naira every month. That was Empower to you. That's Empower. See, if you ask anybody what is Empower, that is Empower I just defined for you. It's a turn by turn. You shop, I shop. For supporting us, APC, Egbekegbe, for giving us access to your treasury. Thank you. But this time around, everybody go shop. Now all of you go shop, but not turn by turn. We'll call it Empower. You do it for 3 months. Okay, you collect money. Another people will come. They will do 3 months. They will collect money. Another people will come. They will do 3 months. They will collect money. You will then go and look for a job based on the training they gave you. Job, no deal. Outside the Empower, businesses are folding up. You know why? They promise them 30,000 naira a month for Empower. 3 months. Okay, 90,000 naira. Outside, as they are collecting the 30,000 naira, naira is being devalued. Now the 30,000 naira can no longer feed them for a week anymore. So they have to live an austere life, a poverty life that they have to get used to, and they have to be grateful that at least they collected, others no collect. The people that told me I was the enemy of their progress, when I was telling them that they offer banyini, they started coming back to say, Maiyegun, sorry, Maiyegun, I have one information for you. I said, what's the information? Maiyegun, see, there's one secret about Empower. If I tell you this Nigeria will break, I said, are you a member of Empower? That's why I want to tell you, I participated. I did Empower for 3 months. Maiyegun, it's a fraud. I have information. I have other people that can testify. Now, this Nigeria will be surprised. Were you not alive when I was telling you that they wanted to dupe you? So you are the one that wants to do the breaking news for us. You are the one who wants to tell us now that it's a fraud because they didn't pay you. Some people collected the money. They have paid our coordinator, Maiyegun. You won't believe it. I didn't believe it myself. They collected all our information. Different people that didn't participate in training, Maiyegun, they are paying them. They said because they are APC. I said, are you not APC? No, I'm not APC. Jewo, are you not APC? Did you not support change? It's true. Maiyegun, yes, I supported them. But this is very wrong. I said, oh, they don't touch you. They don't chop your money. They don't pay you. Meanwhile, that they give themselves an award for the job well done, for training all of you. Empower. When they list Buhari's achievement, they will list Empower. So then cheat you. Nigeria don't happen to you. You need to tell the world. I said, that's what I do all the time. I don't need you as a witness. Maiyegun, I can come to the program and tell everybody what I said. We don't need you. We don't. Sorry. We already told the world that they were scamming you. So let's go back to Food Kayode. When 2019 election was coming, out of all of the bobo, the lies, and all those things, you know what they did? Fraustus Keyamo, knowing that there is possibility that Buhari may not come back, Fraustus Keyamo put up his own scheme. You know what he did? Keyamo put together something called employment. Listen to this one. 1,000 job for every local government in Nigeria. And Nigeria have 774 local government areas. So when Keyamo put his own scheme together and presented it to Buhari, he said he will create 774,000 jobs for the youth. 774,000 for the youth. The same dunderhead, humbled slaves, sophisticated morons, they went to town and they said, God will bless you, senior advocate of nuisance, for your smart, creative idea to give job to young people in Nigeria. It was horrendous. It was mad. This senior advocate of Nigeria, after that, bought some wheelbarrows, okay? and then some shovel. And he went about and he said, the job he's creating is for young people to become cleaners. All you have to do once they submit your name, remember it is also job for the boys. So they will submit your name from your local government as a party member. You will be collecting 30,000 naira every month for 6 months. So another people will also come. They will also join and collect 30,000 naira every month for 6 months. And by so doing, they will reduce poverty in Nigeria, and at the same time, they will reduce unemployment in Nigeria. Let me show you. Let me show you that. It is actually on Google. I'll show you. Now, the point here is this. Fraustus Keyamo didn't create any 774,000 jobs. Fraustus Keyamo created his own ghost worker, his own cash out from the Nigeria treasury that the Boko Haram gang have depleted so terribly. Now, all you need to do is to promise job and file in names with the Ministry of Finance that is going to raise the memo and the money and pay you whatever it is you need to be paid every month. Remember, this man, we should be in jail if you tell me, right? A lot of the people who you call your leaders in Nigeria are supposed to be in jail, starting from Tinubu. But how can they be in jail when some of you who also kind of worship them in a way, in all honesty, the crime that some of you actually get away with, in all honesty, should actually keep you in jail. Nigeria, or generally, your police, everybody. A lot of people, hang on, what's this? Image upload, picture. Can you see it on your screen anyway? That's why I don't like this Google thing. Is making it look like this is Fraustus Keyamo on your right. Just keep looking at those ones on your right. Hang on. Let me see if I can bolden it. I don't think I can bolden it, but look at that. Wheelbarrow. Hang on. Upload what? Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll leave it at that. So if you go on Google, you will see countless pictures where the Minister of Labor in Nigeria bought some wheelbarrows, billions of naira. Multiply 30,000 naira by 774,000 every month. 774,000. So Otobo Keyamo, all he had to do was just to display wheelbarrow, and he cashed out. He's rich. He's a billionaire from the money he's making from that government. And with Tinubu, then it's just going to be like heaven for us. So why wouldn't they want you jailed, silenced, or even killed? Look at this one. His name is Food Kayode, or for Food Kayode. Kenneth Unwankwo, thank you very much for your super sticker, your generosity. Now, look at this one. This one is somebody with a mental health problem in a way that he publicly said, I have short fuse. I have what? Short fuse. And whatever little thing can always throw him off guard, and he will start attack from everywhere, give him power too. He will loot and loot and loot, and then he will abuse your papa, abuse your mama. If he's caught, he will abuse, he will tell you who is your father. My father was a former judge, former lawyer in 1939. My grandfather was this. My papa, even though they talk say my papa a back, sure you get. Seriously, some stories, they're mad. In the old Western region, there's a place called the Western House. The Western House is in Ibadan. So Food Kayode, who happened to be for Food Kayode's papa, he was very outspoken from his story we heard. He is well read. You know, somebody will be saying like really, really well read. You won't believe that they sent this guy to Oxford, though. This guy schooled in the UK for Food Kayode. Now they say in Papa, if he talk anything. So one day, back in the days, the Ooni of Ife is also an elected member of the House of the Western House in Ibadan. So which means politicians, even the Ooni of Ife, representing the people of Ife and all that, will sit down in the Western House. So something happened from nowhere. They say Food Kayode, they just they blab. The story is not true because it's absolute a myth. Here you get. But the old man died. But you know something, what happened? They said, for Food Kayode's papa, his father, his papa, go. Can't say, hey, objection, no, sorry. What do you say in the House of Assembly when you want to speak emotion? It doesn't matter. Raising your hand in the parliament. I want to speak. They say it just attacked the old man. Femi Food Kayode papa, they attacked the old man on of Ife. I think. You know what I mean? Like as usual, for Food Kayode is right. They say the man just tell us, say, oh yeah, you are talking to me. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. God bless you. Point of order. My speaker. Point of order. Oh yeah, Mr. FFK. For Food Kayode Senior. What do you have to say? And he started lashing at this Ooni of Ife man. Started talking. You are talking to me. Are you talking to me barking like a dog? Emi no mba sọ̀rọ̀ tó ń gbó bí ajá báyìí. Emi. And it was like, oh, Bokuni. And they said from there, Femi Food Kayode papa just started, and everywhere scattered. Hey, wahala, that's the story, but it's a fabu. Nobody can make anybody bark like a dog. Sure, you get me now. Don't let anybody fool you. Have he make you run mad? Nah, lie. Nobody if he make you run mad. Nigeria problem is enough to run you mad. A lot of people are only managing their madness in Nigeria. You need to have some level of mental problem to, in fact, according to people, to survive in Nigeria. If not, you will end up in asylum. You will lose your mentality completely. You won't be able to even think anymore. Like Shoko completely. You are talking to me. Emi, you are Emi Lombawi. You are talking. Do you know who you are talking to? If I swear for you, you no go marry in your life, Baba. Even boys know they marry again. Go to Shiloh. You will see all these beautiful, successful women. Young ladies who want to marry. Why are they in Shiloh? They are shouting, God, give me my husband this year. I must not carry it over in 2023 in Jesus' name. Heavenly Father, I've been crying for the past 7 years. Lord, don't fail me this year. Boys no get job. And if you don't get work, who they marry, who they settle down, they won't tell you that in church. Nobody will tell you that. No babalawo anybody will tell you. Sure you get. Boys know they marry. They just want knack. If you body jam body, when it become to settle down, don't worry. You know I love you. I love you so much. So boys these days in Nigeria, that me I know, and some of them are watching me right now. Some of them are, in a way, they are with their girlfriends now. They are saying my wife. Not because they married. Some ended up having to go and do small wedding because they just have to at the end of the day, since the girl who insisted. But if they give them choice, some of you are watching me right now. You have 2-3 kids. I've been in your position before. Here you get 2-3 kids struggling like you know Sabi, working like say you know Sabi. It's like you are just, the whole world is more or less like against you. And some of these young Gen Z, they are seeing their uncles and aunties with their children struggling, suffering. And somebody they talk say, I will cost you, go marry. Benny, Nigeria economy has already cost so many people. You have no idea. You don't, do you? A lot of you are having your wedding. Or you had your wedding this past Saturday, yesterday. Some of you girls or women, you have to do them yourself. You know I'm saying the truth. The real enemy is Nigeria. And the people who have made Nigeria your enemy, the economy to work against you, they are the criminals that I'm talking about. But anyway, they say that Oni told Femi Kayode's father, Ogbokuni. That was how Femi Kayode's father started backing. Go, go. Like you are like, go. So we can hear you now. You are backing. Go. So we can hear you. Can you write it down? By the following day, they say he died. That's the story. But that is sometimes what people remember about Femi Kayode's father. And whenever he keeps going like this mad, this more or less like a drug-induced rants, you just feel like, maybe that thing where they're doing Papa Rilo. I say this guy go Boku like this because somebody's supposed to do Boku for Amo, but there is no Boku anywhere. This one are Ogbolo Ole. Some said he's a lawyer. Can you believe that? How many of you actually believe this guy is a lawyer? You know this one is a sand. This one is sand. Sand, Abi. But would you believe this one is also a lawyer? He's a lawyer, they said. But guess what? He was a minister. If I call him a criminal, I am not making it up. And I am ready to be sued. You can sue. See, let me tell you something. That's another thing. If we remove violence, if we remove abuse of power, you can sue anybody anywhere. For Food Kayode or anybody I speak about in Nigeria, do you know they can sue me? They don't even have to see me. You just need to get a lawyer in the UK to write me. You get. And then I will call my own lawyer. Then we'll meet. You get. But what I'm telling you is true. Yeah, okay, fine. They put some Jara Ajasa to make it sound kind of, like it's not, it's a joke. It's not a joke. If I call them a thief, I know what I'm saying. If I call them a criminal, I know what I'm saying. There are public evidence to buttress this. So if you take me to court, go touch me. You dey mad. I go dab. Like I go come to that court. Like somebody will say, I go even dab with my live camera. I say, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Maiyegun live. I am now at the Crown Court in Glasgow, where for food or these criminals in Nigeria sued me. And Ben, come here. Yeah, this is my lawyer. We're going to go in there now. And we're going to tell them to fuck off. You get. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Because I don't make things up. For Food Kayode is accused by the EFCC in Nigeria, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. And he has 2 cases with them. The first one was when he was a minister. Okay? He is accused of stealing over 5 billion naira. Airport project money,
for River State and renovation money for airports in Nigeria in few places. He brags that no plane crash happened when he was Minister of Aviation. The way they didn't tell you that that is not his own doing. He is not the one who keeps the planes in the air. No, it's not him. Okay? In fact, if it was for him, you'd probably be picking up the planes that will be dropping off every day. But this guy was locked up in jail. Oh. I'm going to go and look for that image, right? And show you. He was locked up in jail. You know why? When they were talking about the Dasuki money, this guy collected over 500 million. Oh. I'm being generous here. Oh. The money we collect more than that. Oh. But he's been accused of collecting 500 million naira just to attack opposition on social media and the media for Jonathan. Can you believe this? He was paid over 500 million naira to maintain a serious, tribal, bigoted, same thing you read about him in 2015. He didn't do all of that in 2015 for free. Oh. Over 500 million naira. So they locked him up. They locked Obani Koro up. They locked Ruben Abati up. They locked the one that is now governor in Bauchi. What's his name again? They locked that one up too. And today, with Tifnumbu, the heaven is the starting point. Maybe not for the UK, because the UK have told him that they are now having them under the radar. They are watching it. They are watching more of them like that, who have done so well to incite tribal, ethnic, and religious division, even though they continue to blame others. That is where we will come in. Sure you get. They can pull up all of the drama in Nigeria. They can do everything. We know the danger that APC posed. We know the danger that APC posed to every ethnic nationality in that country called Nigeria. We as Yoruba people, with this APC, if we don't rise up and let the world know that when you see all these Ashiris that are calling people Omoale because of Tifnumbu, they don't speak for us. They don't represent us. Watch the way they talk and watch what they represent. Then you will realize the contrast is far distance contrast. So Yorubas and everyone across Nigeria, if there is any time of you to be thinking for this final only solution that can spare us all this madness, if there's any time of you to think, when is the time for Nigeria or right time for Nigeria to begin to have the conversation around there? Let everybody go their separate ways. This is the best time, because what you are about to witness, you will think, Bokwari is actually a saint. This is going to be the emergence of criminals, criminal judges, criminal institutions, compromised institutions, and above all, a vengeful, vendetta system. Imagine what it is under APC, Egbekegbe in 8 years, profiling people in their country, targeting their businesses, destroying their homes. All this being done under the cover of security operation. Listen to me. With Tifnumbu, I just don't have a clue. Or probably I should say, we all don't have the complete idea of what the Armageddon looks like. I know you think you can survive anything. You can survive anything. But trust me, you can't survive this. If there's any time, there are people who have tried to, or let me say, on several locations, right? Tifnumbu and gang, they have tried to throw the Yorubas under the bus for their own political gain and political interest. And the moment they pop up the Yoruba sentiment for their political gain, for their political interest, then they throw the Yorubas under the bus straight away. They are already dealing with the Yorubas
who believe that, giving them a mandate or giving them support is in a way, let's say in a way is going to shield them or spare them. I don't know what they are thinking. The Lord said they didn't give him anything. If they were supposed to actually do what is right, Kolu will not see third. Kwakwanso go bitam. Kwakwanso said, if the right result is announced, that Kolu will not see third. That he is not saying that Obi didn't beat him or not that. But that number they gave to Kolu, it is so unreal that rather than them to prepare for government, to unite the country, they are preparing for the uncertainty. And that uncertainty is, even if they escape and push enough that they got themselves inaugurated, they can't rule Nigeria. Do you know that? They can't. There will be no peace anywhere. It is not because people can't give peace. It is because the people around the Tinubu, they are vengeful. And in fact, the vengeance you are witnessing within APC today, they planted them. The hatred, the tribal and ethnic division you are seeing today that started in 2014, 2015, it is the handiwork of Tinubu and gang. To the point that at some point, even the Fulani North, the Hausa North, they were so shocked at some level of propaganda coming out of the stable of Tinubu and gang, all because they wanted to pledge their loyalty or prove their loyalty, and at the same time cement their way to what they are now dreaming of doing to all of you. They are vengeful. You're going to ask yourself that how can they live with themselves, right? Going on and then spreading rhetorics, not that of anyone who has won an election, but people who are so scared of being exposed of what they have done. And these four people who once told you that four people tweeting in a room pose no political threat to them, they are now screaming bullying. They said young people that they stole their election and brutalized and even killed, they are now bullying them on social media. And the only people that can save them should be the Daura Secret Service or the Dopemu Stupid Service. So before we go to jail, I just have one appeal to make. And that appeal is that whatever you, the obedient, are doing, whatever you are doing, see, I kneel down, beg you. Yeah? Don't ever stop it. Whether you stop it or you don't, once they have that power as they are envisaging, they are going to make Nigeria a police state, and they're going to make a lot of you disappear. Their heart and mind are so full of venom. They are old men and women in their late 50s and late 60s, 70s and late 80s. They have considered your effrontery as a threat to the status quo in Nigeria. They will weaponize poverty even more. And the moment they gain that power, Abacha will be like a saint. So, since we are all going to go to jail anyway, since we are all, not all of us go keep quiet, since they are going to continue to spread the fear and intimidate us, why don't you just continue to do what you are doing? Press it on. Organize your protest. Organize your rallies. Coordinate yourselves. And go after those who are coming after your lives. In a democracy, peaceful protest, peaceful assembly of people are legitimate right of yours. In 8 years, APC have done everything to stop that. They have killed many, many people unprovoked, though. They have also jailed a lot, to the point that the Nigeria police, the Nigeria security agents, they have now added organ harvesting to their own criminal enterprise. I drink tea. They come. Don't go anywhere. We they go jail. We agree. But person won't go jail, eh? We could go commit the crime very well. Press their neck. Don't give up. When they share their propaganda, tackle them with the same thing. And to the rest of us, it is to your tent, O ye Israel. Whatever. So they said our days are numbered. Since it is numbered, you can also put on your own calendar and say their days too are numbered. Fire for fire like that. Don't let anybody threaten you of anything. No, they will still do it. Every time you see they say, hey, ritualist, oh, we are looking for my sister, we are looking for my mom, we have been looking for our daddy for the past 6 months. You know, go see them. A lot of people that are missing right now, you are not going to see them again. Because the Nigerian security agency that are arresting people illegally to extort them for money. The Nigerian Security Agency is a criminal organization. Okay? Therefore, as Nigerians, you are being profiled by these criminals. They kidnap people in the middle of the night as policemen. If you can't bail yourself or pay them money, when I was growing up, they usually do movies. You know that time when we were growing up, and we'll be watching all this Nollywood, the Yoruba movie, and they will say somebody did money rituals. Okay, why am I even talking in a hush tone? Like say I'm talking to people who don't know what time they talk. Shebi you dey hear money rituals, and then we will watch a movie. Somebody who they sell pako, They will say he's now rich because they want to do money. They have done a money ritual for him. Babalawo said he has to bring 7 girls every 7 days to give to the gods, and his money is going to be Do you actually know that this is organ trafficking? That these filmmakers are indirectly telling us what's happening when people get kidnapped in Nigeria and their body part is gone. Some of their organs, they are gone. You say, this one, they cut her breast. That one, they cut her private part. That one, they did this and that, and all of that stuff. Hey, there's no there's no juju anywhere where they drink human blood. Look at me very well. Nah, human trafficking, or let me say human traffickers, who devised other means of, instead of kidnapping a whole human being and trafficking them, why don't you just take their organs? The Babalawos and the people in Nigeria, they actually believe there is a spiritual something that gives them money. So if somebody says he's looking for money, ask him if he can do what you ask him to do. What do you ask him to do? Tell him that if he can provide a living kidney or living heart, whether a man or woman, it doesn't matter. Somebody that is not smoking, somebody that is not, you know what I mean? We'll give you something, you check them if they are healthy. If their kidney is okay, just take their kidney out for us. We'll give you $5,000. Or we'll give you $10,000. All you have to do is once you bring it, we'll give you this money. That is the human organ trafficking that is happening in Nigeria. That majority of us grew up thinking that now money ritual. How come that man mad? Or Benny, be like say they watch too much Yoruba movie, Abi? When the secret came open, he can't run mad. He run mad. Why come people they run mad? Or Benny, you don't see rich man we run mad before. You don't see one. But I see they said this man, he was a rich man in Enugu. You see? Nigeria has become so darkened, so impoverished from generation to generation that Nigeria became a country of superstitious people who claim to be spiritual and claim to be godly too. They have been harvesting organo. And not until recently, well, it's not so recent, when we realized that the people that are supposed to protect us, the police and the military, when they kidnap us in the name of arrests, they will tell us that if we fail to pay the bail money, then we can forget our family. Because today, a kidney, a liver, I don't even know. They say the thing worth $80,000. So it's not hard to commission poor young people, turn them to murderers that can fetch you all these organs. At least there are many. They are poor. Nobody's going to miss them, or nobody's going to look for them. Go to Nigeria now. The case of missing people has skyrocketed. Even the kidnappers in Nigeria, they are now selling organs of their victims that are unable to pay ransom in Nigeria under APC. They have places they call abattoir. Can you believe that? Policemen in Nigeria, they have places they called abattoir. Rich men goes there in the middle of the night to go and collect a freshly cut out organ, perfectly, medically packaged in a cooler, Not inside Igba. But what about the head they cut off? I don't know what they do with the head. Maybe just to make it look real, right? We'll cut the head. We will now use the head. We'll burn the head with some of other things, and then we'll give you the powder. You will be using the powder to drink Eko. Bolu. We're looking for money for my wedding in 2010, right? So we're looking for money. I was going to marry then, and then that was Kofo's mom and Bolawan and Morisola. So we're going to get married. I had no money. A young man, my business was done for. Seriously. Nigeria happened to my business. It didn't last. And I needed money. So in Odogbolu, my hometown, I'm an Ijebu man. Normal is a normal. That, come, because of your this, so yeah, take this one, you take a bath. Take this one, you drink them. People will come, they will give you money, they will help you. Some people just, I say, but I am Badero. I am supposed to be a rich, I'm supposed to be from a rich family. Okay. I'm going to go meet them. I want to get married. I don't have money. So they need to they need to get me some or support me. But on the other side, what they could offer me, it is so easy. They say, well, we'll go and look for Agbari Oku. We'll go and look for this one. We'll go and look for Ilepa. We'll go and look for this. I'm a Jebu proper. So all these things are not really new to me. I lived and I grew up in them. I believed them as Isheshe. But you know something? With my exposure and education now, I can separate the lies from what is real. Do you get that? They say they go put all this ebu inside the shinap, original shinap. That I should be drinking it. I should go and pick a date for the wedding. Pick a date. I picked the date. We're going to get married in October. I like that. So yeah, you will see. So the first person I met was my dad. He was a very stubborn person. Very, very stubborn. Like, very, very, like, that old man, one kind shoko man. God rest his soul. So when I got there, it was like, anything where they your body, they bring them. No, Baba. I was talking to you about this plan. You didn't say much. Why did you ask your tenant here in this whole house here? If you take one single year rent, it's more than 10 million naira. Baba, you need to. My old man, it was like, what did you say? I said, you are telling me you don't have money. You don't have money. You are not paying anybody's school fees. You're not feeding anybody. It's just you, yourself. How could you say you don't have money? I am your son. I want to. And it was like, so if I don't get this house in court, you will carry me to go and sell me. I was like, I be getting Timo. I be shinap Timo. This shinap where I drink no work. I be waiting there. Apokilo shemai. Sure you get. Oh, they said I should be very nice and all of that. Oh, Moko. If you don't get money, the juju no they catch you. No juju go catch anybody when you get money. Now, when you have money, that's why I say, if you have some money somewhere, and your mind is there and you are greedy, you go and grab that money and give it to somebody who is also looking for something to get for himself. So I just forget about the Ogun and all that. I just face on. So when I bring in the, I'm a son. You can tell when your son is getting to that stage whereby you need to do something. Oh, I need to do something, and that's my son. When I start boiling, like, not like Ija, because I know if you fight my dad, it was this man like that. So I'm just this tiny little boy, so I know if you fight him. But nevertheless, so it was like, okay, let's go. And I enter his car straight to Ikeja, Naira's house. That's my uncle. Yeah, my dad's brother. Same father, the same mother. So I'm supposed to be a rich boy. I'm supposed to come from a rich family. Why I grew up in a Jebu suffering. That's a long story. Anyway, I've shared that here before. So we got to Ikeja. I was like, maybe it go work. And in my mind, I was like,
You know, rich people self get juju. They get juju. So if your juju no strong, pass the juju of it. But juju, rich man get money, so you can get proper juju. But I'm from Ijebu. Fuck rich man. I enter there. Long story short, now Naira can say, is it because you are from a rich family? That's why you go about and start impregnating girls, and now you want to marry and all of that. I was boiling, but they told me not to. I should not show anger if I want that thing to work. So, cut it short. Now Naira can't dip money inside the one bag of money that was on his side. It was the one who now deep money. I was like, oh yeah, count that one, and I counted the money. I won't forget. This was about 14 years ago or 15 years ago, right? So I counted the money, and it was like almost 50 grand. Well, I was like, hey. Then he said that, well, if you need the car, you can take one of the limousine. I use limousine, oh. So you can take one of the limousine. So I was like, okay. But when I go back to Dogbolu, everybody just cook palemo. I was preparing for something important, right? I dey lean, my neck they grow like that because I dey drink shinap. Open that people will be all of us poor, and all of us they struggle. I know that one. I grew up in the place. So the least anybody can do is to buy Ankara. You know, you have to buy Ankara for a wedding so that you can make you can make some money from it and use that money to add it to your party, and all of that stuff. So Ankara is what they can buy from you. The bottom line of what I'm saying to you tonight, why I had to tell you all of this is because I have experienced it. I have lived it. I can tell you that when people go missing in Nigeria, most of them done by the people in authority, politicians, and the rest of them. A lot of them are making money from human trafficking, and they are calling them Alaji, Alaja, Deacon, Deaconess, Pastor, and all of that stuff. They are making this money because they see Nigerians as people who have no documentations, and nobody's going to actually really investigate what happened to them. Once they say, now the spiritualists, what you know, they don't use that one. Jesus. Look, say turn them around. They say, you see, get in pennies, they there, in prick, they there. They say they don't cut them. Then now the spiritualists, they don't cut them. I know say they go cut them. Now money ritual. And everybody just agree. Police will come there. They will carry the body and they will say, ritualist killed him. Ritualist killed her. End of story. And that's the jungle. That's the jungle. And all of us are actually at risk. So if you want to send us go jail, send us go jail. Before you send us go jail, we will talk about you. We will expose the danger you represent. And we will continue to raise the consciousness of the people who are obviously going to be the main victims. A lot of you are planning to jackpot right now. Because you can see it. A lot of you are planning to jackpot right now. It is simply because you have no belief in all this. You don't believe in it. In this Nigeria that these guys are telling you that they've done so well or they are going to make better, you don't believe in it. Some of you even supported them. And now you are looking for your way out. Why did you do it? I did it because the Igbos said they want to take over Yoruba land. Then where are you going? Any visa to anywhere, bros, anywhere. Even if now UK, I go manage up. You go manage UK. Oh, like Iran. I be Cyprus. Like Cyprus, yeah, well, okay, dear. What about Iraq? So I manage here. You better maintain your own Nigerian stand. Something you are used to. Because you see that bigotry. You see that hatred. You see that small mind of yours. That low-life criminals can easily manipulate. And you can lose it. Like that. It's going to be very hard for you to survive outside that place. So, well, I'm just being honest. It is going to be very hard for you to survive. With the mindset that APC already sort of ingrained in many of you. It's going to be hard. You better stay there and enjoy it. Be Russia and Russia is even better. Not if Russia alone. People are living in Russia, living better. We have our brothers there. Nigerians are in Russia. They are doing better. You'll be wondering how they survive inside that code. No, they are doing better. Me tell you, Russia, no. I don't get Russia offer. We'll Afghanistan. Sure you get. All you have to do is just to grow some beard.
We can send it to Afghanistan. Koloba, is that going? Are we going to call that desert? What do you say? Desert portion? You better stay in Nigeria, dear. You don't go around and begin to feel like anybody owes you anything simply because you are an entitled prick from Tifnumbu's clan. You have been told some people hate you. Some people want to do this to you. They want to do that to you simply because of Tifnumbu, and you believed them. Do you know that you're going to meet a lot of people like that? You're going to meet a lot of people that they told you to hate. You're going to meet them out there. You know the damages that APC have done. The damages is beyond. The damages is Zakowski ten one way yon. Abi ki lorúkọ bobo yẹn. Ṣé na Zakowski abi Zakowski abi ki lorúkọ bobo Ukraine yẹn. What's the name of that Ukraine? What have you? He congratulated Kolu. And with the fact that Kolu is recruiting, Ukraine wà ńlẹ̀ o. Kò sáré lọ ṣe bóyá bí 6 months in beko to pa dànù. Like, I want Tifnumbu army. I go make it. Don't go anywhere.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, Bado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. Abi, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
So we are going to never stop talking. And if you want to be like Maiyegun, which I encourage you to be, the obedient, look at me very well. You are going to be Tifnumbu's main priority. You are going to be the Dele Alakori's main priority. You are going to be the for Food Kayode's only priority. Fraustus Keyamo, you are going to be his priority. You're going to be the priority of the Bado Bayo Onanuga. They will continue because you are going to remain their nightmare. If you cease fire, almost suicide in you, I tell you, there's something. A lot of you have tasted blood. When I said tasted blood, you've tasted blood. You've realized that these guys, without violence, without intimidation, including rigging, they are absolute nothing. A lot of you have discovered that. And you are willing and ready to further open up that crack if you give up. If then they preach peace, you pick them. Don't pick any peace, you. Because, you know, out of all of the attacks we have been seeing, now the Tifnumbu and his criminal gang, there are those profiling people as Igbo. There are those profiling people as not too Yoruba enough. They say some Yorubas are not Yoruba enough. I am calling you now.
if you are a true Omoluabi Yoruba, there is no better time for you to begin to think and support the autonomous region of Yoruba region. The independent Yoruba nation. You see how this shenanigan Tinubu and gang are doing right now? It is going to consume them, not Yorubas. So if there's any time, because if you cease fire, we have seen them attack people. We have seen them kill people. We have seen them cut people's hands off, amputated people, simply because of election. If they tell you, say that they look for peace, winning peace, you that have never attacked anybody, there is no single report anywhere of anyone that can say, whether not from northern Nigeria, whether in the middle belt, or whether in western Nigeria, whether in the Niger Delta region, or even in the eastern Nigeria, a single person to come out and say they were attacked by the obedient simply because they don't support Obi. One single video. Just one. None. But do you know those who are crying, screaming, and claiming that war is about to happen in Nigeria? Because of social media bullying. The bullies. The bullies. The bullies. They are the ones who are now crying that if something is not done about the obedience. So if you are asking who is Dele Alakori, this is Dele Alakori. This Dele Alakori is a former commissioner in Lagos under Tinubu. A wretched soul that after 8 years of working with Tinubu and another 16 years of cleaning the ass of Tinubu, this old man, Dele Alakori, was sick. Do you know where he ended? He ended up in London. There was no single hospital to take care of his stroke. He suffered stroke sometimes in 2020, 2021 or so. He suffered a partial stroke that he got bedridden for more than a whole year in the UK, receiving medical care here in the UK, until Tinubu declared that he wants to be president. So they brought him out. He's half sick. He's not an healthy man as you are seeing him. He's a sick man too. Sure you get. So their heart and soul are so darkened, right? That when he opens this stinking, dirty mouth, you see so, a gutter, all he spew is hate, division, and further, what? Cries. Do you know what they are crying about? What I'm doing right now. Hey, look at that Maiyegun. That Maiyegun want to kill us. That Maiyegun want to cause war. Look at all the things he said about us. Can you believe that Maiyegun? He's making us... I am very sad now. DSS, please. DSS, for the sake of national security. You need to track this Maiyegun down. He has hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Old criminals. They are crying because of what people are posting on social media. And they said, what people are posting on social media, which they also are posting on social media, worst thing they are actually posting on social media themselves, with their age, shameless old men. They are scared. They want something done. Hey, we are the one who are supposed to be posting. Look at all these children. They are hurting our feelings. Their godfather, partially disabled Kolu, is so scared of social media. I know say we are all going to jail. All of us. If then grab us, we they go jail. Anyway, we then grab me. If I go Nigeria now, and they say, yeah, arrest him. I'll just say, am I stressed? Let me go, Masha Dokbodani. Well, please, don't let me lose my luggage, you. I don't bring about 4 toothpastes before I will start using the one here, Opako. I don't bring about 12 toothbrush. I beg you. Each toothpaste cost me £5. And that £5 toothpaste, 4 of them are £20. I beg you, just show me my cell. And people go soon, they ask for me, or they will soon start saying, free Maiyegun, free Maiyegun. But I just want them to know, say, are they okay? Oh, yeah. Don't rush yourself, only gra. Move. Ogbeni, no, they waste your move. Go and use that move for another person. I don't they move. I know, say. But before then, this mouth is never going to stop talking. That your conscience is never going to stop pricking you. And that's what I'll do until that happens. I've not committed any crime. Or no because I fear anything. I'm just saying it to you. With Tinubu and gang, if I am not already among their social media targets, then I can bet you I will find my place into that list. Because after all said and done, if they finally also rig their court and at the end of the day, they make a call you your president, based on the danger that is looming, make call you no con UKO. Look at me very well. Oh. You see all those all of you, all those useless Egbon, we saw me in London that time. And then you begin to act like, say, you get all deori. Some of you still watches me, you still look at my videos, you still see that. If Kolu, that has lost legitimacy, Kolu the criminal and his gang, anytime they come UK, for now, he's a citizen like everybody. If you go anywhere where you want, it no be anything. Even though they say be INEC, whatever, fine, that's it, that's all right. But whenever he comes here, just like Buhari, and what they represent, we go to meet for London, we go to meet for that Abuja house. We will be one of those that will like work internationally to ensure that somehow Kolu, starting with people around him, they get the proper indictment that whenever Kolu says he's going abroad, they would dare not follow him. Sure you get? And anywhere we see him, anywhere, all we have to shout, and that is a murderer, is a drug addict, is a drug dealer, is a drug baron, is a money launderer, is an illegitimate president of Nigeria, break Nigeria up and save lives. That will be the beginning of the peace that these criminals are promising, which they can't give. You don't steal from people. You don't kill them and tell them to move on. The rigged system, it is time for it to cave in and collapse. Call it the last kick. So if you are obedient, and you think this is over, that means you are not thinking. Let me tell you something. I have had people who told me that, you see what happened in Lagos during your election, it wouldn't have even been such a big thing if APC Egbekegbe did not turn this whole thing, because of Tinubu, turned it into a tribal war. You may not know what you have done. You may not know the damages you have done as APC Egbekegbe. The bigotry you have implanted, that thing you have, the division you have widened, you may not know it. Coming out later to say it is just a game, let everybody move on, election is over, shows how stupid some of you are. Lagos Abobakus. It shows how dumb and stupid some of you are. You don't think, because you actually are irresponsible people who don't take responsibility for their actions. Let me tell you something. You did not stop at profiling the non-Yorubas, especially the Igbos, okay? You went after their businesses. You went after their properties. You went after their families. Then you didn't stop there. You started profiling Yorubas. Really? You started profiling Yorubas as not being Yoruba enough, or not looking like Yoruba enough, or they cannot speak Yoruba enough. Therefore, whatever faith you have assigned to the non-Yorubas, 100%, the Yorubas are going to share from it. That is where you shot yourselves in the foot. Relationships are being torn. Families are being separated. Businesses and jobs are being cut off because of what you did in Lagos. Sorry, it's not going to be enough. And we as Yorubas, we must condemn Tinubu, condemn the Lagos Abobakus, condemn APC and everything that is associated with them. And if we don't, anyway, we should just wait for our turn. When they have no Igbos to attack anymore, when they have non-Yorubas to bully or kill anymore, then they will come for us. We don't look Yoruba enough. We don't talk like Yoruba enough. We don't dress like Yoruba enough. We don't greet like Yorubas enough. We don't speak that Yoruba enough. And therefore, we are sub-Yorubas. All because some ragtag cretins, ragtag political jobbers, bunch of collective criminals, organized jackass are using the Yoruba name in the business enterprise called Nigeria. And you think keeping quiet is in your own interest. No, it's not. I am a part of Yoruba Union. The union that is bringing all Yorubas together to identify as Yorubas first. Care for Yoruba first. And be Yoruba first. Now, let me tell you what Yoruba means to people like us, my generation, that never, ever accepted or lived that bigoted upbringing that the older generation indeed spitted, that horrible, horrible, vile tongue that this older generation believed they were transferring or transmitting to us, the young ones. A lot of us didn't buy them. We called their bluff. We called their bullshit. Good enough. The Gen Z today don't even give a fuck at all. They don't give a damn at all. Sorry about that. If you have children watching, okay, sorry. I prefer you let the children go to bed or do something different when we are talking like this. But a lot of you will prefer the children to sit back and learn. So kind of plug their hairs like that. Hey, close your hairs or shut it. Don't listen to Maiyegun in that one, okay? The younger generations are not buying that bullshit and that bull crap anymore. Somebody is coming to take over my land. Somebody is coming to chase my kings away. Somebody is coming to make me a slave in down Nigeria. If I don't do something, I am going to end up as not a good Yoruba or something. Only for me to realize that the people that have actually cared no hoots about me, the people that don't give a damn about me, as a Yoruba are Yorubas who are in government, in power, who are supposed to make the life easier, better, and supportive, protective for somebody like myself as a kid growing up in Yoruba land. But they made it hell. And they are not going to take responsibility. They would rather blame somebody else. So I belong to that generation of those that didn't buy that propaganda. And being part of that, I will remain the bridge between that older generation that bought the propaganda. Some bought the propaganda and they regretted. And others are not going to buy it at all. And they are trying to force it and ram it through their throats. I will remain that bridge to let them know that every bigotry, every tribal, ethnic slur or division that you've come across as a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, as an Ijaw man, as any part of Nigeria you come from, all of them are all made up to keep us divided for political reasons that doesn't serve us. but the people that orchestrated them. So it is now on us, the Yorubas, who can see through the shenanigans, the bigotry, the hatred, and everything that Tinubu represents, the one that they have spread, and they are doing so much to spread across Yoruba land. We must rise and change the orientation, change the education, change, and in fact, re-educate the people. And I call myself the Yoruba Union member. I am the convener with other brilliant minds, people who are not interested in taking advantage of the people, or rather, they want to empower the people, educate them, enlighten them, and at the same time, get them ready to face their fear. Until the Yorubas stand up against these criminals who enjoys us being poor. And they made that happen and maintained that due to the division that they have managed to spew for so long. Yorubas don't hate Igbos. Igbos don't hate Yorubas. But if you are a political criminal, a political jobber, that either you are Igbo or you are Yoruba, I mean, bigotry will sweet in your mouth, won't it? The Yorubas they are not trustworthy. That's somebody who gives his loyalty to some criminal political Oshins from Eastern Nigeria, and he's been taught to, I mean, how Yorubas are this or that. What makes you think that what you were told is not the same thing they told others too? Have you not actually sit back and relax and think about this? Everything they told you about the Yorubas, all the negative things they told you about the Yorubas, as an Igbo man or Igbo woman, don't you think, what they told you, they told the Yorubas too. The same set of people who want you to remember every negative things to keep you divided and hateful towards the Yorubas in your own world. Don't you think that same set of people came from the generation who also told the Yorubas to hate you? At the end of the day, you will realize that none of those division is in your interest. Rather, in the interest of those who orchestrated them. We need re-education. We need reorientation. We need to stop just complaining. We need to not stop at just calling them out. So as Yoruba Union, we are now interpreting what real union means, what real care, empathy, love actually mean. In Yoruba Union, people are not asking where you come from anymore. They are just interested in building a bond, a relationship, healthy relationship, the one that promotes development, promotes unity and respect, tolerance. You need to check us out. Now, all of these are bringing a new prospect of hope. Because if we have to rely on what these guys are doing, with the power they have, we are doomed. We are doomed. And it is because they will use the same population that they didn't educate, the same children that they miseducated. They are our own future Boko Haram in Yoruba land. If we don't rise, they impoverish our people so as to further weaponize that poverty, control them, turn them to a walking time bomb. They blame everybody for their problems, but their leaders. Do you think that is coincidence? Do you think they are not smart enough to know? It's because once you are so browbeaten for too long, when you are abused for too long, when you are born into oppression for so long, if the life and the world you know is this all along, freedom is going to be sounding like overambition, like tall dreams. And that is why we need new education. We need new orientation. We need a new direction. Today, the likes of Tinubu and co., they made independence Yoruba nation a taboo. They made the autonomous region of Western region a taboo. They want a fiefdom. They want a place whereby they are kings and queens over serfs, over slaves. Who serves them? and they should never question them. That's what they want. That is not our future. That is dangerous. And if we all keep quiet, simply because we don't have the resources, we don't have the power. If we don't have all of these, how about we look for them? How about we team up? How about we change the mindset of our people that they have been able to cage and enclose simply because they take freedom away from them and they make it look like a luxury. I am a member of Yoruba Union. If you don't know what we stand for, I wish I could take calls tonight. I'm not going to take calls, okay? But do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, you can like any of this video, okay? Like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't. But you know something? I'm going to leave you with something. Something that says, even if we can't really change the mindset of the older rogues, the ones that the poverty in Nigeria, orchestrated by the criminal politicians in Nigeria, the ones that they have captured, we can go back to Yoruba land, with the teaming support of all the Yorubas all over the world. We can actually stop these criminals. We can change the direction they are taking us to. We can stop the Rankadede idea. We can cut down the poverty. We can make people strong enough to fight back once they know why they want to fight back. Ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with this. And I'm going to say, if you have the time, please pay attention and watch this. If you don't, right, I'm going to see you some other time, right? This is going to run for the next 20 minutes. This is Maiyegun's and the Maiyegun's friends who are Yorubas, non-Yorubas, Igbos, and from all over the place, who put their resources together to reach out to the people that the likes of Tinubu will rather recruit and use for their political and every other, subjugation they are embarking upon. We as Yorubas, we're not just going to talk, expose them. We are going to help our people. We're going to make these people strong enough to fight back. And however it takes, before they jail us, we will liberate enough. We catch them young. Good night, everybody.
ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun diary politico.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀.
èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bóyá àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.